So I've talked about pepper spray in previous videos, but I've yet to make a dedicated video on why I carry pepper spray and why you should probably carry pepper spray too. So in this week's video, I want to talk to you guys about why I carry pepper spray, what it is, the different kinds, and why I think that it is the single most underrated everyday carry tool. So the first thing to keep in mind is that there are all different kinds of pepper spray. There's different stream patterns, different pepper formulas, different canister designs, and all of these things play a role in how easy it is to use, to aim, and how effective it can be. So the point being that not all OC spray is created equal, and some of it is going to perform drastically different than others. With that being said, I have learned from people who know a lot more about this topic than I do that Saber Red and Palm OC spray produce the most consistent concentration of major capsaicinoids. I think I said that word right. Capsaicinoids. I don't know why, it's kind of fun to say. Major capsaicinoids are essentially just like the measurement of how much super hot eyeball spice is in your OC spray. If you would like to get more into the weeds on this and learn more about major capsaicinoids and all the other really important good things to know about OC spray, I would highly suggest that you go watch Chuck Haggard's OC spray series over on Active Cell Protection Extra. So between Saber Red and Palm, I've chosen to carry Palm for the last couple of years, and that's for several reasons. The main one just being that all of the people that I know of who know a lot about pepper spray, certainly more than I do, recommend Palm for their pepper formula. And that's not to say that there aren't other good formulas out there, it's just to say that Palm is one of the best. And then the other reasons that I like it are what kind of tip the scales for me and why I carry Palm. And that's mostly just because of the overall design of the canister. So one thing that I really like about it is that it has a really intuitive safety system. I've carried pepper sprays in the past that have like a flicking over design to engage it, so it's not on safety anymore. And I can't tell you how many times I've pulled that out of my pocket or my purse and found that the safety wasn't on. And if it had been depressed, which wouldn't have been hard to do, it would have sprayed pepper spray in my pocket or in my purse. So that's one thing I really like about this, is that it has a really useful and intuitive safety design. The other thing I really like about it is that it has this little lip right here just below where the spray actually comes out. And the thing I like about that is that it kind of allows my fingers, my pointer finger, to have an index point. So when I pull the OC spray out of my pocket, it keeps me from slipping my finger over the top of it and covering the actual spray. So I have that index point. And then finally, I just like the overall form factor of the OC spray. It's nice and small, and I can fit it in any of my girl pockets pretty much, and I can keep it with me regardless of what I'm wearing. So once you picked a good brand, a good formula, you then have to decide what type of spray you want to carry. So there's sprays, there's gels, there's streams, there's foggers, and I typically tend to avoid gels because they take longer to activate, to respond, and they also don't stream down into the eyes, the nose, the mouth as easily as streams do. So by the time somebody realizes that they have hot sauce in their eyes, they might have had the opportunity to make unwise choices. I've also been told to avoid foggers because they can be more affected by wind and can have shorter range, but that's not to say that they can't still be a viable option. So now that we've talked about what makes up a good OC spray, one of the questions that I get pretty frequently is, why do I carry OC spray and a gun? In a game of rock, paper, scissors, doesn't gun trump pepper spray every single time. But I don't think it's a this or that kind of thing, because pepper spray serves an entirely different purpose than a gun does, and they're used in completely different contexts. So for example, somebody might be threatening you verbally, but they may not have the means to immediately meet you with death or great bodily harm. I am by no means a use of force law expert or anything like that. I'm just kind of trying to give some general examples, but I will have some links down in the description to actual encounters where pepper spray was used that would kind of help paint this picture I'm trying to paint. Something that I have heard in both of the classes that I've been able to take that involved OC spray is that if you use enough force early enough, you can prevent the situation from escalating to deadly force.
If you use enough judicious force early enough, you often don't have to use more force later to fight your way out of a hole.
So sometimes the use of pepper spray can actually prevent you from ever having to go to your gun in the first place. The response I often get right around this point when I'm talking to people about OC spray is that, well, I'll just use my fists or my jujitsu or my karate or my ameridote. And that might work for you, but I'm 5 feet tall and I know just enough jujitsu to know that I never want to be on a concrete floor in a parking lot trying to defend myself against somebody who is almost certainly bigger than me. And even if you are a big dude and you know how to use these really well, you should still consider carrying OC spray. Hitting people and getting into fisticuffs with people can hurt you too, whether that's by way of broken bones or by way of swapping blood with somebody that you don't know and you don't want to swap blood with. Another reason that I carry pepper spray is to deter stray animals. I have had to draw my pepper spray twice on unknown and unaccompanied dogs, but fortunately I've never actually had to use it. And before somebody says that dogs don't reliably respond to pepper spray, they definitely can and they definitely do. Dogs rely a lot more on their sense of smell than we do, and pepper spray right to the snoot can be very disorienting and at the very least an encouragement to go away, to leave whatever they were interested in before behind. I'll also have some video examples down below, and keep in mind again here that the pepper spray formula does matter. It can also be used to keep an unknown dog from following you. That's something that I've had happen before where I was out walking a friend's dog and an unknown dog thought we looked interesting and started following us and kept with our pace as we sped up. And I didn't know this trick at the time, but one of the things that you can do to deter a situation like that is to just spray your OC spray in strips on the ground as you walk. And a dog will usually get the idea that, oh no, this human is spicy and I don't want to be a part of their life. Now again, you might be thinking that if you're approached by a threatening dog, you could just shoot it. And although certain contexts might absolutely demand for that, using OC spray is still much less risky than having to use your gun. Dogs are fast and low to the ground and quite frankly, easy to miss and have a bullet ricochet or just have their owner be angry that you shot and potentially killed their family animal. OC is a much lower risk and is still really effective, so if the context doesn't absolutely demand for the firearm, I would much rather reach for my OC spray. With all of that said, here are 5 reasons why I think that OC spray is the most underrated self-defense tool there is. The use of OC spray at the proper time and context can prevent the situation from escalating to deadly force. It's inexpensive, like $12, and easy to carry in any type of clothing. It's also small enough to carry in hand while going through high traffic areas, and if seen, this day and age, it is mostly socially acceptable to see someone carrying an OC canister. There are also very few regulations on carrying OC spray, so it's accessible to most people in almost all locations. Finally, the barrier to entry for training is much lower than other self-defense tools, and most of those training resources are available online for free. I'll actually have a number of those resources linked below. And with that, we have reached the end of this video. If you guys want to support the channel, Palm reached out recently and gave you guys a coupon code that will also help support the channel. I have been using Palm OC spray for about 2 years now, and so my recommending of their products has everything to do with the quality of their company, my experience with their product, the quality of their product, and nothing to do with the fact that they're offering you guys a coupon code. If you guys also want to support 2 super awesome companies while also supporting the channel, you can go go buy your Palm OC spray through Big Tech's Ordnance, who also is a supporter of the channel, with the link and code down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and please go down in the comments and talk about OC spray. I want to hear what you guys think about carrying it, if you're carrying it, why you're carrying it, and if you're not carrying it, why aren't you carrying OC spray? And then there are things like pre-assault attack, pre-assault attack, pre-assault attack. It's the same word twice. Pre-assault indicators. Pre-attack indicators? Same thing, right?